There's been a couple of developments in this limited run games situation. If you missed the last video, Limited Run Games is kind of a small video game company. They basically make physical copies of video games that the original publisher was just releasing digitally. For example, Shredder's Revenge, the Ninja Turtles beat 'em up that came out over the summer, the physical release for that game was handled by Limited Run. And as you can see here, they do some other stuff. And, I did think it was a pretty good service because some people still like physical games. However, I'll never be giving this company money again because of the way they've handled the current situation, where they fired their community manager for following libs of TikTok on Twitter and a couple of other figures. This person that literally has hate in their name got a woman fired because she didn't agree with her personally. And because of that, a person lost their job, which is bullshit. Limited Run Games put out this tweet. LRG respects all personal opinions. However, we remain committed to supporting an inclusive culture. Upon investigating a situation, an employee was terminated. Our goal as a company is to continue to foster a positive and safe environment for everyone. You can just start really honestly upon investigating a situation, because they don't support personal opinions. They don't. And in fact, I'd like to point out that this woman on the right here that got fired because of the person on the left, the tweet that got her in trouble was from 2016. So this person, Purple Tinker Hates Elon, Purple Tinker Hates Elon, literally has hate in their handle, found this community manager on Twitter and combed through years of her tweets. Something that probably took hours to do. Sat there and combed through hours of her tweets and then raged out and got her fired. Now, if you were curious to how Limited Run Games was handling this backlash, because they are getting heavy backlash for this, because I'd like to remind you, they fired that woman based off of one tweet and a couple of people she follows, which she has no control over what anybody says. But because she follows a couple of people and made one tweet about bathrooms, she was fired because one person complained. And now they're actively losing customers. But how are they, and I'm going to show you in a second, but how are they handling this response? Well, they are turning the comments off. Who can reply? People at Limited Run Games mentioned. That's it. So they turn the comments off. That's not going to stop me from ever following you again. I'm never going to give you a dime again. And I bought some stuff from Limited Run Games. I thought that their company did a good thing. I like collectibles. I like physical games. If one that I wanted popped up, I for sure bought it. They even did some sweet retro stuff where they made new versions of old games. You could buy, I think they remade Mega Man 2 once. They just recently did Double Dragon and Battletoads. You could take these games and put them in your old Sega, put them in your old Nintendo, put them in your old Super Nintendo, and they'd play. It was basically reprinting a game. They'll never get it. I'll buy a repo copy before I ever give Limited Run Games money again. Ever. So they've screwed themselves. Massive backlash. A lot of people in here telling them to pretty much get effed. And the way they're handling it, 3.7 million views, by the way. The way they're handling this, they're just turning the comments off. They're going to ignore it. I'm not sure that's going to work out so well for them, because if you go to their Twitter, they've been losing people for the past couple of days. On Saturday, they lost 233 people. On Sunday, they lost 365 people. And as of today, they lost 142 people. And it doesn't look like that bleeding is going to stop. It looks like the bleeding is going to continue. They only have themselves to blame for this. These are customers that are leaving that are probably never going to come back. They did this to themselves. What was the reasoning for this? There was no need to get involved in any cultural stuff. You could have literally just ignored the person. It was one account that was complaining. One account. You could have just ignored it, said nothing, and you would have maybe had a couple of people on Twitter bringing up once in a while, a couple of woke people, and it would have been fine. That would have been the correct response, to just not say anything and not do anything. But instead, they decided to fire someone and make a statement that nobody was asking for, and now they're losing customers, losing support, and losing money. And they only have themselves to blame. It was a stupid position to put yourselves in. I don't know what you were thinking. I don't understand why companies do this. Because, you might side like one half, but then you piss off the other half, and they are pretty damn close in numbers. It doesn't make sense to me to piss off a large part of your customer base because one person is upset. There's literally one account. One person got this woman on the right fired. One person complained. It's insane to me. Now, you're on a hot streak of losing customers, and who knows if that's ever going to change. Maybe if you rehired that woman and deleted that tweet. Which, by the way, I'd like to point out, it's not just that tweet that they're limiting comments on. I think, did they do it here? So for their upcoming Dead Space special edition that they're doing, because they're putting this out, you can't comment on that anymore. Can't comment on this one. They've turned comments off on a lot of their shit. Can't comment on this one. Can't comment on this one. Can't comment on this one. Like, look at what they've done. They went back even like this one. Okay, I can reply from the one on January 6th. But all of their recent tweets, they've just turned the comments off. So instead of ignoring the one person that bitched, they're now going to ignore all of you that are mad about it. This is ridiculous. And the comments they were getting, oh man, they were brutal. Barely anyone in there supporting them. Maybe a handful. But they've got thousands of people yelling at them in the comments. So they turned their comments off, which they should have done to the person that was bitching. They should have just blocked that person. Should have just blocked them. Now they've lost money, they've lost support, and they're getting backlash because they thought making one person happy was going to be the way to go. It wasn't. So you did this to yourselves. You did this to yourselves. And now you live with the consequences. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Also, if you would please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and my locals, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.